Hi, Colleen. Thanks for asking this question that we can all learn so much from. I want to start by saying that whenever our brain thinks that there's some threat to our well being, we will think about that potential threat all the time. Random example, if we have some pain from a tooth and we start thinking, oh, maybe I have an infection, maybe there's an abscess, maybe I'm going to lose this tooth, we're going to think about that all the time, nonstop. And even if we, like, let's say we get distracted and we no longer think there's a threat, like the brain, you know, focuses on something else, but then something reminds us of that tooth again. And we see like, a dog in a commercial, like showing its teeth, and then we're like, oh no, my tooth. Like, my point here is that something that reminds us of something perceived as a threat can make us think about that threat all the time again. Similarly to how feeling tired can be sort of like this reminder for you that, oh, there is a threat, the threat of not sleeping, the threat of wakefulness. This is very, very normal and typical. So first of all, normalizing the non-stop thinking about a subject that our brain thinks is a threat to us. Secondly, why is it that when you're feeling tired, that leads you to think about sleep all the time? Well, to me, that signals that there's a connection between how you feel during the day and sleep. There's an idea that if I feel tired, that means I didn't sleep long enough or I didn't have the sleep quality I needed. However, this often turns out not to be the case. We can be super excited about like Christmas tomorrow and hardly sleep at all and have a wonderful day where we're excited, we're happy, we're like energized, right? Or even stretches them. We can have like this big project we're super excited about and we're working so much on it, we hardly sleep for days and days and we're still feeling great, right? And on the opposite side, we can be like depressed, sad, things are feeling hopeless for us. We sleep a ton, but we still feel tired, right? And when we see that there's very little connection actually between how we feel during the day and how much we slept or the sleep quality, then this like automatic step from feeling tired to thinking about sleep will fade on its own. Now, finally, you mentioned how you struggle not to think about something, and if I have any tips. And oftentimes we have thoughts that make us feel in a certain way that is unpleasant, and then we can think like, how can I control these thoughts, manage them? Thoughts. I don't want to think about this. I want to think about that. I want to shift my focus. In reality, we have no direct control over this. The more we go like, oh no, I don't want to think about sleep, the more we think about sleep. So it's much more helpful to see like, okay, I understand why my brain is thinking about sleep all the time, why it wants to focus on sleep, and that's okay. Kind of just observe the thoughts, and then they will become fleeting because when we no longer try to stop them, they will not be intensified. Hope that makes a lot of sense, Colleen.